Welcome, gang, to the graphics mod, and what you see in front of you is a little happy lawnmower with a fake business name, Mr. N's Lawn Care. And what I'm going to do with this video is walk you through how to use Photoshop, a couple simple things, bringing in pictures, magic wand, text, coloring, layer work, so that hopefully you can come up with a logo of a business that you would like to own, whether it's short-term like lawn care or long-term sports shop, something like that. But the small business mod, the graphics mod, it'd be good stuff to know. So let's get started. I'm in Photoshop Elements, and I'm going to create a new file, blank file, and there's a preset up here. I'm just going to choose the normal default Photoshop element size, 6x4. And I'll call it logo, and I'm going to hit OK. And you'll see it'll pop down here, and I'll have my old one I can refer back to. First thing I like to do is kind of color the background, and I'm going to click on this over here, and we'll just grab a happy green, something maybe a little bit less intense. There we go. Hit OK, and I'll just paint bucket the background. And now I'm going to insert a new layer. So I'm over here in this bottom right corner. I'm going to insert a new layer, create a new layer. And that's where I'm going to go bring this guy in. So I went to a free clip art website. So I'll pause it and I'll go to that website. So I searched for free clip art, found a lawnmower. I love the little characteristics of the guy smiling. I think anytime you can put like smiles or faces on some kind of thing, it's going to draw people to it. So then let's go back. So I saved it to my computer, and then I just opened it up as a standalone file, so you can see it down here in the tray. And then what I did is I grabbed the selection tool, and I selected it. You can see currently it does have a box highlighted around it. So at that point, all I need to do is copy and paste it. So I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to go over to my new file. I'm on layer 1, and I'm just going to hit Control V for paste. There it is. And then the first thing I want to do is I want to get out the background. I don't want the white box and the green, and that's going to be Magic Wand tool. And I'm just going to select the areas, and I'm going to hold down Shift that I would like to take out. I'm going to let's see if I can zoom in here, because I'm going to try and get into this little handle area. There we go. This area and this last one. Let's see if I'll grab it. There we go. So I want all of that taken out. It's as simple as just hitting delete. And now my background looks green. And then just clicking off of it to be done. And then I'm going to color it. So I'm going to go over to the paintbrush tool. Paintbrush tool here. Actually, I want to deselect. Let's see if I can get that off. I'm going to choose a red. Get a little bit of brighter red. There we go. And right now the whole thing is selected, so if I click on that, I think it's going to do the whole thing. So that's not good. So I'm going to deselect it, and then we'll come back and we'll color it red. Alright, so we're back, and I just clicked on the Magic Wand tool to turn off the selection. And now I went over to my color palette, selected red, and I'm just going to go to Paint Bucket tool and click on the object here. Now I happen to get lucky. I happen to pick a picture that that had a pretty good boundary already set up for color. So I just had to select 2 spots, and I'm going to leave the rest black and gray like the lawnmower. And I'm just going to get this blade of grass over here. So we'll go to Colors, pick a green, hit OK, and click on that, so it's a little bit of a contrast to the green background. I'm going to add another layer, and that one is where we're going to do some text work. So what I recommend is that I'm going to go back to layer 1, is that you take this picture and that you resize it so that you give yourself kind of like the full range of area to work. Maybe you want to write text up here on an angle, below, above, etc. So frame it in the middle, and then let's go over to text. And then the example I just did a text box above. Right now my color is set to green, so that's not going to show up, so let's change that. Yellow is probably a bad example, so let's go with a red. That's always very catchy. It ties into the lawn more. I'm up at Impact as the font style, and I have 48 font, so it's probably going to be a little big. Yeah, that's big. So let's drop that down in half. Let's try 24. Mr. M's lawn service, and I lost service. Let's see here. So these text boxes are very finicky. And then notice that that is placed behind. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my selection tool. I'm going to select it. There we go. I'm going to select this guy and just lift it up. Then if I double click on it again, it should bring me back to the text tool, if you notice on the left hand side. And then I can work on resizing this. So I want the text box to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to slide it out this way. I'm going to slide it out on the right hand side, if I can grab this. I will pause and come back after I try to grab that. I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so I was able to resize it, and I'm going to click again on the selection tool, and you can hold down the arrow keys. So notice it's a more incremental movement. And I'm going to bring that down, and then I have it sized up so it's roughly the same size. It's pretty good. I'll just click off of this, and then what I'm going to do on this text layer, I'm over here on on the text layer. It's represented by a T here. To get that border on it, that outline, which is pretty powerful, it makes it stand out, I'm going to go to Layer, and I'm going to simplify the layer. And notice it tightens it up. And then I can go over to Edit and Stroke Outline Selection. And I have 2 pixels. I have it placed in the center. I'm going to change that to a black color. By the way, if you have web-only colors, you get this limited selection of colors. If you do all colors, you can see the smooth selection. Web-only, it's still going to be a lot of options, and you're really going to be safe colors. So we'll select the black, hit OK, and we'll hit OK and test it out. Looks pretty solid, looks pretty professional. And we'll just drop it down to get some good spacing. And there we have it. Now, if we're going to save this, you can save it with the green background and try to match that for your logo work going forward. You can also save it as a clear background, and that's why we did this layer separate, and I'll show you that. So I'll hit save, and I'll just save it as a JPEG first. It's pretty standard with the green background. So I'll hit logo, compression right. As long as it's on the V drive, you probably have enough room. So hit OK. Then I'm going to turn off my background layer, and I'll save it. Save as. And I can save as a PNG file, and then that's going to give me a clear background. So if I wanted this to be just to be represented with no green background and place it on whatever I want to place it on, a business card or anything going forward, PNG will do that. It'll just be clear. So I'll hit OK. So then if I go over to the pictures here, you can see this is my PNG. So all I got was the picture itself, and this was my logo with the green background. And then we can crop it to size and shrink it to size inside of your other documents going forward. So you've probably seen that I've created some for the YouTube channel. I've created some for the TechEd slideshow, stuff like that. So hopefully you can find something that you want to create yours on.